to stay at home, to rest, and is all the treatment is making him tired. So Bezrat Hashem, God bless him, and all of you who need the support, prayer, may this limud be a letters for your situation. So let's make a little resume of the thing we saw last time. I think we stopped. Carlos, you and me, we went further, but let me go a little bit back with the group. So we stopped.
Okay, sure.
We stopped with the connection between spirituality and materiality. We saw what is the most important thing that you have to know, to keep in mind, is the connection between your spiritual body and your spiritual body and your physical body. We know that we have 365 nerves in our soul. That nerves, when we make Torah and we build our spirituality properly like it should be done, this is sending spirituality to our body, and that spirituality is origin, create blood. And that blood goes to the 248 members of the body. And after that blood, to the 365 nerves of the body. And that nerves send the blood to the 248 members of the body. And final step, the members of the body transform the blood, turn the blood to spirituality, and this goes to the 248 members of the soul. We saw also that the 365, this is negative mitzvot. And the 248, this is positive mitzvot. The conclusion is we have to know that when a man builds his life in spirituality, first of all, you have to stop to do what is forbidden. When you stop to do what is forbidden, what you bring inside of you is a power of purity, a power of Kedusha that will be well built in your blood. And this will fill your blood. That's why illness are connected for Jewish are connected to his way to build his life inside of the Torah. This is the last point that we saw. Do you have any question here, Guy, before I had some aspect? Okay, I continue. Now, we go to the next stage. He say, you have to know now what's happened. When Adam Arishon made his sins, everything was mixed with good and bad. What was the sin of Adam Arishon? Adam Arishon ate the fruit of the Etz Adat. What is Etz Adat? The tree of knowledge. So he ate the fruit. When he ate the fruit, he opened his eyes and he was able to make a difference between good and bad. So because he did it in an inappropriate way, things were mixed. From that moment, everything is mixed. You don't have any creation on earth which is not mixed with good and bad. God forbid, me, good and bad. You, good and bad. With cup, good and bad. Yes. Wife, good and bad. Dogs, good and bad. Ants, good and bad. Everything. Earth, good and bad. Space, good and bad. Everything is mixed from good and bad. This is why we say that the sins of adoration was so huge, because the consequences was in every stage, every level of the creation, from the creators, all the aspect of the creation, to the place of the creation, the olamot, the world. Now we're going to start to read the new information, and I want to bring you in a specific point. And that point will be basically the start of what we are, why we are learning. And he said like this. He said, you have to know that when God created man, we have 4 elements. What are the 4 elements? Esh, fire. Ruach, ruach means
water,
wind. Mayim, like say, is what? Water. And Adama, earth. He said, also, in that aspect, we have 2. Which one? We have the good of them and the bad of them. The text says to us that from the creation itself, God took the good. So what is the good of fire? Fire. What is the good of wind? Wind. Is the good of water? Water. Is the good of earth? Earth. And on this side, we have the bad. He said it's not in the order, it's for purpose. What is the bad of earth, of fire, wind, water, and earth? He said this is 4 quarters. Like this. What is the bad of fire? It's become red. What is the bad of wind? Let's say white. What is the bad of mayim? Green. What is the bad of earth? Black. What does this mean? What does this mean? They are not logical. What does this mean? So here's the situation. Because we know that from every element of the creation, because your body, ants, mountain, every creation have these four aspects inside. Also, we have inside of us. What is the fire inside of us? We have temperature. The normal temperature is 36. It means that something is boiling inside and bring our body to be hot. What is the wind? Breathe. I'm breathing. What is the water? We know the water. We know that water is without water you don't have blood, and water is essential to feed the members. And what is earth? The skin. God made the body from the sand of earth. He said even that aspect we had also what is called bad aspect, and that bad aspect is four color. For those one who are fast with that color, you see that we can make a flag. Which flag? You have any ideas?
No idea.
You know the Palestinian flag?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
You see,
Yeah, okay.
even in their unconscious action, they root themselves in something that we call bad aspect of creation. The spirituality is connected to that color. So now you have to know that that color are connected to specific members of your body. Let's see this. Let this side off. Said red is connected to your heart. White connected to your kidneys. Why from kidneys the seeds are formed. When a man have to be tested about his fertile, you say kidneys works. Green is the liver. You know, when a man is worry, it produces a kind of green liquids in the liver and brings you to smell from the mouth. What is black? Black is the brain. Why the brain? Because in Hebrew, when someone is depressed, we say that he's drinking black or his brain is on the black. So heart, kidneys, liver, brain. They are the place where the bad aspect of the creation is standing, living, and staying. What does this mean? We're going to see it sooner. So he said, if you understand all this, that you have members in your body which are basically rooted place of life of the bad aspects of the creation. What does it mean? Now I'm going to start to read. From the page Yud, the last paragraph. ולכן צריך האדם לחפש בכל כוחו לקיים כל תרי"ג מצוות. וכאשר יקיים איזה מצווה עשה, יקיים ויסיר מעבר פרטי של נפשו, המתייחס למצוות העז ומטה קליפה היא, באזי תחול על האב. עבר המצווה קדושה היא אחר, תסתכל זוהמה בסוד, ותהי עוונותם על עצמותם. So you see what's happened? We have this information, put it in the pocket. We have another information where we know that we have 365 nerves and we have 248 members. What make that? In total, we have 630 elements of our body. These numbers of 630 is also connected to what? To the number of the mitzvot. What do we understand? That the mitzvot are connected to every part, every level of our body, physical and spiritual body. So what brings life to our body? Better than that, what brings life to our nerves and our members of our spiritual and physical body? Guys, Torah. Because the Torah is the only thing which is built with the number 613. The scientists can tell you, maybe they will have another way to count, but we know that 613 is the number of major nerves and major members where the human body is working. So now Rabbi Chaim Vital is saying, if you know that, if you understand that, and you know that your body is mixed of good and bad, and you know that things are mixed, what is the first thing you have to run to do? Is try to live a life of Torah. Try to bring in your life Kedusha. Try to bring in your life purity. Because when you bring that purity, where do they go? They go in your spiritual and physical members. That's why you will be healthy. What is to be healthy is to have spirituality going properly into your blood, and that blood giving life to each members and to each nerve physical. Baruch haba, Rabbi Yehuda Leon. You feel good? You feel better?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel good. I feel good. I come from hospital to take my treatment.
We will continue to pray, but you feel better than yesterday?
I feel better. I feel better.
We'll
I feel
continue.
better. Amen. Thank you.
Okay. So what does it mean? He said now from this position, you understand that what is the most important thing for you to be healthy, spiritually and physically, is to bring yourself to be rooted in the Torah. Be rooted in the Torah, because Torah brings to you life. Right? And after he said, every time you bring spirituality and Torah to your life, what's happened? The impurity, which is naturally rooted to your nerves and your members, lives. Because where purity comes, impurity cannot stand. That's why we need you guys to do Torah. You need to teach to people around you, to your future student or to your student, that's the way to live and to survive. Sorry for the doctor, I respect medicine, but it's not medicine. It's first of all your spirituality and the purity of your soul. Why? We know a story. Shlomo, the king Shlomo, Solomon, he had all the knowledge. We know many things about him. One of the knowledge we know about Shlomo, for 7 years, he had chavruta. What is chavruta? When you study one face to one, just you have a book, and because you like your friend, you study together. You know who was the chavruta of Shlomo for 7 years? Which one? This one who knows, just like rest the end. Like this, I give you the speech. Who knows? Who was the chavruta of Shlomo? The partner of study of Shlomo for 7 years. Ken Rabbi Okuma. Rabbi Okumas, you can say you don't have the answer. You don't know. It was a demon, guys. It was Hashmadai, that the Christian called Asmodei. Hashmadai, the demon called Hashmadai, the prince of demon, was the partners of learning of Shlomo. 7 years. What's happened? What do we know? I'll give you some brackets because I'm feeling that it's a good point. It's going to help us to understand this. He teach him everything that Shlomo didn't knew. What? God is not able to teach to Shlomo, and Shlomo need to go to see a demon, the king of the demon, to receive informations. I will not explain this aspect because it's too early, too heavy. And that kind of subject, we study it face to face. But to say like this, Arya Kadosh said in Shaarei Kodesh, he said, you have to know that from the moment when Adam Arishon made the sin and everything was mixed, we have big part of the Torah, of the secret of the Torah, which fall in the hands of the Klippa, in the hands of the demon, in the hands of the evil. What does it mean? You say yes. Do you want an example, guys? Okay, I will give you an example. In many stories of tzaddikim, we see that tzaddikim are able to understand the language of birds, of animals, right? So now I give you $1 million US. Find me a place in the Torah where it's taught how to understand the language of birds and lion and animals. And I will give you check straight. We're not fun. Because that secret, it's only the Klippa, the bad side, not the bad side, the rigorous side who had this. That's why you see that in Africa, they understand. We all know old men living in this village. You came to see him. You say he's the old man of the village. You come to see him. Say shalom, 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 Leon, shalom. Yes, I knew you're gonna come. How do you know? The birds told me. How do you know the birds told you? The birds told me. So it means that when you study Kabbalah, Sod, based on tradition, we also study that. But I will not teach you this now. You have many processes to pass before. But you have to know, Shlomo, by studying with Hashmadai, he received many information and he fixed all those aspects. He went in that color and he take the good from inside. So Torah is everything, guys. But be clever. We have many secrets of Torah which are among the hands of non-Jewish because they also have it because everything is mixed. You have to know when and how to connect this. Bezrat Hashem. And זה, וכשזה קם ונופל, וכמו כן כאשר תבואו לידו איזה עבירה, ימנעה לעשותה, וכיוון שעל ידי כן יסלק הזוהמה אשר מגיד בפרטי של הנפש המתייחס לאותה עבר, ואז יוכל להמשיך שפע הרוחני, הנמשך דרך הצינור הרוחני, ועל ידי כן נעשה את נפשו כיסא ומרכבה אל קדושתו יתברך, וזהו סוד האהבות הן כמרחבה. You see, what's happened? What is to bring Torah in your life? Simple. First aspect, when something forbidden come in front of you, just turn your face and run away. When something positive come in front of you, don't wait, take it, do it. You have a cup of water in front of you, don't wait, take it, share konya vidvaro. You have that people that say, you know what, you want to make more money, maybe have one plan, you know what you can do. Yeah, you have an NGO, you know what, say that, give that, you will receive that money, and say, oh, please, I don't want. You see, when you avoid to fall in transgression, this, and also when you do positive mitzvah, this and that, bring to your soul, let's say, energy, light, spirituality, straight from the Kedusha. And this comes to feed you physically and spiritually. Physically, you will see your body strong. You can be a whole man, you know strength is here. And spiritually, your mind go fast. You can remember things that have been said 1 year, 2 years before, exactly how it was. You know what you study, you don't forget anything. Every time you forget something, it means that clipper is here. Then let's move on the main point I want to bring. It's very important. Now he said, now that you have all this plan, we can start to talk seriously. What is to talk seriously? He said, now let's talk about I want you to know that word by heart, guys. Tzadikim. He said, now let's talk about the midot. What is the midot? It's the values, the human values. You know, good guy, no anger, quiet. So let's talk about this. I'm going to read slowly. If you don't understand, let me know. והנה, עניין המידות המוטבעות באדם בנפש השפלה הנקרא יסודית. Oh, he said, I will talk to you now about the values of the man which are rooted in the lower soul, lower nefesh. Now I'll give you a final map. Here is the map of you and me. In the inner of the inner, we have the nefesh. But which nefesh? The nefesh will always be and stay pure. We call it nefesh sikhli. Like we said, sechel. It's here you have yud ke vav ke. Around that nefesh, we have another nefesh, which is basically the external. This nefesh is called nefesh yesodi. And he said here, in that nefesh are rooted the midot. What is the midot? The values. The midot are here in nefesh yesodi. And around that nefesh yesodi, what do you have? The physical body. Here is your soul, guys, in 3D. Why is saying that? You want to bring us in a specific way, and you will understand why when you study with the sage, the highest and the most hidden sage of Israel. I will tell you something, guys. Tzaddik, Rabbanim, you cannot move forward in Torah if you're not fixing your values. If you are a man with anger, talk too much, run too much after pleasure, and always depressed and unhappy of a situation, you will not be able to go higher and higher in Torah. Many places now in the world of Torah, they don't consider because they don't know what we're going to study now. They say, you know what? Most important is to study no matter who I am. I'm a human being. I have good aspects, bad aspects. It's normal. It's natural. Who told you? I have a book which says it's not normal, it's not natural. So if I have one book, one study tell me it's not normal, not natural, I'm trapped. So let's see. He said the midot, the bad values and the good values, no matter the values of the man, how is it in society with the others, are rooted in the nefesh called yesodi. He said, he called it nefesh shpela. It means that this nefesh, toward this nefesh, this one is higher, this one is lower. And he said, Anikra ayesodi, aklula me'arba prinot adomem v'atzomea abehemit v'medaber. And he says, you know what? In this nefesh, we have 4 aspects. What are them? we have the mineral, which is called domain, mineral, vegetal, animal, and man. Four aspects inside. What does it mean? We're gonna get it in 10 minutes. Let's give me just build the map. And he said, כי גם הן מורברות מטוב ורע. והנה הנפש הזה תלויות המידות הטובות והרעות. And he said, also, man, animal, vegetal, and mineral, they are also mixed with good and bad. And he said, based on that, you have to know that vish nefesh, nefesh yesodi, inside you have the good values and the bad values. And they are, כיסא יסוד שורש אל הנפש העליונות, השכינה אשר בה תלויה תרי"ג מצוות התורה. כנזכר לעיל, בשער הראשון, ולפיכך אין המידות מכלל תרי"ג מצוות, ואומנם אין הכוונה העיקרות אל התרי"ג מצוות, וקיומה אל בביטול, יען כי אין כוח בנפש השכלי לקיים מצוות על ידי תרי"ג איברי הגוף, אלא באמצעות נפש היסודי המחוברת אל הגוף עצמה, בסוד כי נפש כל בשר, דמו בנפשו, ולפיכך עניין המידות הרעות קשים מן עבירות עצמה מאוד מאוד. So what's happened? It's very important. I will say it slowly. I want you to understand it perfect. He said, what is to live Torah? To do a mitzvah is to do an action with your physical body. So the purpose is here, to live the Torah. You need your body. Why? Because your body is the actor, is doing. But I know that my Torah is connected to Yud Kei Vav Kei. It's inside, it's the inner part, the highest part of my soul. So what the purpose? When the sage said to make the mitzvah, he said to make the mitzvah is to connect this soul to that body. And this is called to bring the mitzvot alive, into life. To do a mitzvah is your inner part, your love for God, your concentration, your intention, all your energy and the connection you feel with your tefillin, your tzitzit, everything, your Shabbat, you bring it to your action to do. That's why we said, if you have the intention to do, but you don't do, someone do at your place, the doer will receive the salary of the mitzvah. So you have to do. But what you have to do is to connect the mitzvah, Torah, the inner, with the external. But we have one problem. Someone is the middle. See? Is in the middle. Now what's happened? He said, every time a man had bad values, Nefesh HaYesodi become like a wall in front of this Nefesh Sichli. And it don't give the spirituality inside to go over. Now you see how it's important to be a good man. To be calm, to be kind, to be humble, not to try to take places, not to bring people down, not to be bad. Why? Because every time the midot are bad, and we said the midot are based here. Every time your bad midot, your bad values are visible, acting from external to inner, even if you're not act, but not here inside of your heart, no, I don't like this man. I don't want him to be. It's my place. Every time you do that, you can read all the Torah you want. You can put all the kippah you want. You can put all the tefillin you want. You can do everything you want. Nothing happened. You do it for nothing. What you are learning here, this is the highest Torah, because many places you're going to see guys will tell you, no, it's not a problem. You can have problem of anger. You can beat your wife, but mitzvah is mitzvah. Put your tefillin. No, Rabbi Chaim Vital say, no, you know what? Don't do mitzvah if you are a bad man, because what you're doing, you're giving holy energy to the bad side. We are in the opposite of everything that now the new generation of Rabbanim are telling to people. Values, education, the way to behavior, the way to be a man is rooted, built here. And here is the intermediary, is in the middle. That's why he said, according to him, the last sentence is important. Leficha, this is what I'm telling you. Inyan midot haraot, the subject of bad values are harder than the sin itself. You understand why? Because if you have bad values, you feed the bad side with good energy from here, but you go to the bad side. People are focused on sinning. Yes, it's bad. But why are not focused on your bad values? Shaarei Kedusha. This is the Sefer Musar of the Mekubalim. This book, they made us hate it. Like you say, like you can say, I hate it. I hate it. We hate it. And the rabbi is checking you. Because the more you read, the more we have to see in your behavior things changing. Oh, the guy I knew because, yeah, Pinchas was good. If you bother him, he can finish you with words and with that. Oh, this man wants to be sage. Let's see where it's going to go with this. And they check you. They know you. You know, the guy's word is a small word. So, what's happened now? Let's test him. Let's send someone, he come in, talk back to you in the street. You don't know, but it's your master, send that man. And you say, what? You talk to me? You talk to me? Come here. Please take your stuff, leave the yeshiva. What? Yes. After you go, say, sorry, master, I did bad. And okay, come back. Now start to work on your midot. At the beginning, we think that it's a joke. No, guys. This is the secret of to have wisdom fast. Just break down the borders. Make them smooth. Be a soft guy. With good values. Bring your nefesh yesodi to be only built with good values. Like this, it will be a channel for that. It will not be a wall, it will be a channel. That's why we ask to people, push back, push away your bad midot. All the students of the yeshiva, ask them, what is the words of Rabbi Pinchas when it comes about human being, about attitude, behavior? They will tell you that I'm really hard. Respect, speak slowly, because if I don't see that, I know that everything I'm giving is for nothing. And I want you to know that this is the key. This is what makes difference, that will make difference between you and the other. On that, you will succeed to go fast in your learning, in your wisdom, in your study. Don't lose time. Don't be like this one who think that to become a sage is to accumulate knowledge. To be a sage is first to make place to the Kedusha to pass through and to accumulate good values. What are them? I'm going to go straight on that point. And he said, now, basé où tu as vu l'ignan, you will understand what said the sage. It said in the Gemara, Shabbat, Kol HaKohes Ki'ilu Oved Avodah Zarah. He said, everyone who is falling in anger, it's considered like he did Avodah Zarah. It is Avodah Zarah to serve false God. Mamash, really? What? I'm just angry. This man spit on my face. Need to put him something in the face. You did that. Avodah Zarah. He said, ממש, שהיא יותר שקול מכל תרי"ג מצוות, וכן מי שיש לו גסות רוח. Also, people who are like, harm something. Make some place. I'm the rabbi.
I can try it.
I'm the rabbi. I'm something. You know what I study? I have PhD. I'm doctor. Make some place. Please silence when I'm talking. You are like this? What's happened to you? The sage said you are kofer ba'ikar. This kofer ba'ikar, it's the word in English, it's heretic.
Rabbi, I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't understand clearly the signification of nefesh sikli.
Okay. You have two levels of soul. The inner level and the external level. The inner level is connected to your sechel. Sechel means knowledge. Chokhmah. This is the name of the inner nefesh. This one is always pure. That's why sometimes when you study Hasidut, they say every Jew has inside of him a part which will never receive impurity. This is the part. But around that part, you have another soul called Nefesh Yesodi. And this Nefesh Yesodi is the part of your soul where you build your values, your behaviors. That's why always when you study and you're on connection with Balim sage, they always test your behavior to see where you are. We are obliged to do that because we want to be sure that the studying we are giving will be received and applied properly. After he continues, he said, les gars, כאשר ואין עפר, הנה וכאלה רבות. ואבן זה מאוד, כי להיות עיקרי ויסודי לא נמנו בכלול תרי"ג מצוות, עד להיות בנפש השכלי. נמצא כי יותר צריך להיזהר ממידות רעות ויותר מקיום מצוות תעשה ולא תעשה, כי בהיותו בעל מידות טובות, בנקי לקיים כל מצוות. So I said, here we say you have Yud-Kei-Vav-Kei. This is the roots of the 630 mitzvot. It said, where a man has to be focused. He said, don't run to say, I'm doing mitzvot, I'm doing. No. He said, be careful of the state and the stage of your soul when you do that. Because it's worse to make something with bad midot than not to make. We are the only one to say that, the Kabbalists, the Mekubalim. All the people will tell you, do, no matter what you are. The most important is to do. We say, no, Do you know what you're bringing in the bad side because you're doing it with bad intentions? It was bad done to do, so don't do if you're not built properly. This is what he said at the end. Ki tzarir yoter. You have to pay attention more about the bad midot than to run to make mitzvot. After I say, and doesn't that will also understand crazy things about the midot, which are written, what is written in in the Torah of our sage. He said, Ki anava v'shifut mivin lidei Ruach HaKodesh. They said many things. Say, when a man is humble and make himself like low profile, he will get Ruach HaKodesh. From where it comes? From this logical. We're going to see it out. And the Shekhinah will come on him. And Eliyahu Navi said, En Torah niparesh ela lemi she'eno ka'pagdan. And Eliyahu Navi said, the Torah will enter and stand only on someone who don't have a desire of revenge. See, we talk about values. Say, even me, even Eliyahu Navi, I don't reveal myself to people who have that kind of feeling inside. וכמו שאמרו במלחמה, זה שלחו מתים ואינם מבין בעולם הבא. כל שהוא שפל בירר בענווה, בהבנתן וכולו, וכאלה רבות. לא זכו בהם קיום מצווה אלא מידות הטובה. שאם בעיניך בדברים האלו ותסתיר בדרכך בלי ספק. So you see in many places in the Gemara, in the Torah, we see what was the human being quality, what was the behavior, what were the values, the human values of the tzaddikim, of the kings, of the prophets. So this was the main reason why they would succeed to bring down inside of their body, inside of their soul, this level of spirituality. And he said, put your eyes on the advice I'm giving to you, and you will succeed without any doubts. You will get it. What is to get it? To be a sage with wisdom and Ruach HaKodesh.
Okay, thank you, Rabbi. Rabbi, I have a question.
Yeah.
Between the mitzvot Aase and the mitzvot Lo Ta'ase, what are the mitzvot that a man must do firstly between the two kinds of mitzvot?
Firstly,
what are the mitzvot that the man must do firstly?
The Torah said like this: Sur mera va'aseh tov. What does it mean? Run away from the bad and do the good. What is to run away from the bad is to avoid transgression. What is to avoid transgression? Don't fall in the negative mitzvot. First, avoid to fall in the negative mitzvot. Have a fear of God that God can punish you because of the transgression you are doing. And after, do positive. After I said,
thank you, Rabbi, thank you.
אמנם, כמו שבארבע יסודות גופניים הם משועשים שמהם נוצחו על תרי"ג איברי הגוף, כמו כן בנפשו, בארבע יסודות האלו הם יסודות לכל מידות הטובות, ויראות אשר נפסה וקיומו, יבטלו התורה והמצוות שהם תרי"ג תרי"ג מארבע אותיות, הוויה כנזכר לעיל, הקיימם הם נפש השכלי וכלולה לארבעה יסודות רוחניים אשר משם חובצו תרי"ג איברי הנפש ההיא, והבן זה מאוד איך היסוד של קיום המצוות הם על ידי מידות הטובות וכן להפך. And he said, what you have to know, that you understand now, he says something like this. I will just erase this. Said, you know, here's the Nefesh HaYesodi. He said, you have to know that every part nefesh, guf, body, they are composed with 613 parts. Here we have 613 means what? We saw that in the nefesh, also we have members and nerves. We also have 630. And also in our body, we have 613. So what's happened? These 613 are dressed inside the 613 of the Nefesh Yeshodi. And the 613 of the Nefesh Yeshodi are dressed inside the 613 of the body. So everything is dressed inside everything. If you are in that situation, you understand how important are the midot tovot, the good values, because they are in the middle. They are the connection between two aspects. And he said, וזה עניין כבר נדבר כי כל אשר עשה האלוקים בכללו מתומרה, זה לעומת זה עשה האלוקים, והנה, כמו שבארבע היסודות הגופניים הנקרא חומי היסוד, מורכב בטוב ורעה, משם באים כוחות קיום הגוף, אוכל ותרליה, והם ארבעה מראות, מראה לבנה, מראה ירוקה, מראה שחורה, מראה אדומה. כמו כן בנפש הנקראים צורות, ארבעה יסודות הם על דרך זה טוב ורע, ומהם נמשך בריאות הנפש היסודי שהם מידות הטובות, או תחלואיה שהם מידות הרעות, נמשכות מארבע קליפות, טמאה שבנפש ההיא, וכשהסירה מעליו התלבשו אותיות הוויה ברוך הוא, שהם אור המחיה נפש היסודי, וגם היא והגוף של העיר כמרכבה אל קדושתו יתברך בעולם העשייה, כמו שנתבהר בנפש השכלי, ממש, וקיימה המצווה. So you say, what happened? I will make it here. Said, you know that, sorry, I want you to keep in mind what we said. You know that this is nefesh, and body, right? So see what happened here?
Mhm.
We said we have good and bad in that aspect. Also, everything is mixed. Even if you have the good. They say here, the good are Yud Ke Vav Ke. The bad are four colors. We said red, green, black, and white. After I said, same thing here. We have good and bad. What is the good? Is the good values, good midot. And bad midot. So what's happened? And not only that, we said also. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. The bad of the nefesh shechli, it's not the color. The bad nefesh shechli, it's four klipot. Arba klipot met 4 klipot of tuma, Adam bilia. So we have 4 klipot. And here in the body, the good are Esh, fire, wind, water, and earth. And the bad are red, green, black, and white. What does it mean? In every stage of yourself, guys, you have good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. Everything is mixed. In the inner, good, Yud Kei Vav Kei, bad, 4 klipot. In the middle, good is the good midot, bad midot. In your body, good is 4 elements, bad is 4 color. Every time that side take power, you become sick. For the body or for the nefesh? From the body for the nefesh. You continue, don't make tshuva. What's happened? You die. So now remember why I started to talk about Shlomo, the King Solomon. Because what the King Solomon did is like this. When he finished to study with Hashmadai, he wrote a book with all the treatments for all the kind of illness. That book was used many years till the king Yechezkiah. What Yechezkiah noticed, he noticed that the Jewish was using that book like magical. It means that I flew, I go, what is the book? What I will do? Okay, I go, I take this plant, this water, this honey, I mix the drink, I recover. Okay. So why Yechezkiah decided to hide that book? He said, because people are forgetting one thing. If they become sick or they have illness, it's because of their sins, not because of that. So what you need to do first is to make tshuva, to say, God, forgive me. I know that if you bring me that, it's for the good. You want to show me something, but I don't get it, so forgive me. So he said, based on that, Hezekiah the king, he said, no, it's not good. I see that the Jewish, they are not taking the treatment that Shlomo wrote with the good attitude. They are forgetting the most important stage, which is basically, forgive me. Ashamed, against tshuva. That's why I say, with the all the respect I have for the doctors, yes, medicine is important. When you are Jewish, you have to know that everything starts with your connection from God, of God. It's like black magic. People are afraid of witchcraft. If you are tzaddik, you can even take the water that the witchcraft or this guy say, oh, you're gonna die. You take it, make your brother drink it. Don't worry. What kills you is the sins. Because when you have sins, you are not protected. And the first level and the highest and most important level of sins is, what are your values? Now let's say, and
Rabbi,
yeah.
I have another question, sir. According to your teachings, according to the Area Kadosh teachings, the Area Kadosh say that if somebody sins, he destroy the goof. The goof. He said that a man have a good behaviors and the bad behaviors. Now my question is that if somebody am I just asking, Rabbi must remember someone that he has a bad behaviors? Is it our works, like I as a teacher or as a rabbi, to remember some wise, maybe, you know, am I going to say to somebody, you have a bad behaviors or you have a bad attitude? Is it our works according to the Nefesh Sikli?
It's like this. It's one second, sorry. Je sais que je suis dans un je suis en train de It's like this. First of all, when a man makes sins, the damage is brought on the shield around his body, not on the body. Of course, on the body, but the real answer is like this. When you make sins, it's basically the shield that you have become weaker. But this is another point. But the most important question that you ask, which is very important, is it your job? Is it your office, your purpose? Yes. Yes. Because you, it's not here. I lost the. Abi Yehuda, you're here. I will give the answer. You will see it. I will say it again if it's correct again. So basically, the answer is like this. Yes, it's your job. Why? Because you know how things works. You have to be honest with your student and with the community you're handling. You have to be doctors of the soul. Don't play games. Don't say that it's not my business. No. If someone come to see you in your place while you are giving time, while you're giving energy and thought, you have to know that no, I'm giving you the recipe of Kedusha, of success. And that means that you have to tell them, to teach them where are the roots of what you are teaching first, and also what are the consequences of what you are teaching. It means that yes, when some of your students, some of your neighbor don't have the good attitude, you have to tell him, you know, my brother, it's not like this. Because when we study that Torah, we have to be examples. Why the non-Jewish are so, they hate us? On what is built their hatred? Let's be honest. Because in the way they know that we have something called Torah, it shows that we have a kind of election. Let's say they don't have problem with that. What makes them crazy is when they see us with bad behavior, stealing, arrogance, so on, and you want to say that you was elected, you were elected, you are the chosen people, stealing, you make Madoff, you make Epstein, all the crazy things. You say to me that you are the chosen people, this makes them crazy. So the Rakadosh said to Rabbi Chaim Vital, he said, you know what, my son, my student, my son, people will not believe in our Kabbalah, in our Torah. It will be hard for them to accept. But the only thing that will bring them to accept that what we are teaching is true is if they see in our behavior that we are upper the situation, and we have good behavior, good midot, and we are sweet like. So the answer is yes. It's your business. It's really, really your business. Here every day, I don't give them time to breathe if I see something wrong. Because this is only introduction of the introduction. When we study it in the day, we go deeper. We try to understand how the Sfirot in connection when we say that Midot are connected to the South. It's deep, but I'm giving you the essential part. So what you have to do is keep in mind. Abi Yehuda, I give the answer. It's in it's record, but basically, yes, it's your business. You have to prevent. So let's go to the next. We'll finish on that. And he said, so be careful. You have to become a vessel for God. God have to use you to go up. So Rabbi Yehuda was saying that yes, it's your business. It's your business because you have to be honest as a teacher to build properly your students, to give them a good way to do it. And you will see in the video, it will at the end of the video, I'll give the whole explanation. But yes, you have to do it. It's our big responsibility, not only inside of the Judaism, but also outside. We have to be examples. What will bring you to accept receive for someone if you see him calm, kind, never fall in anger, taking time to explain. You can come again and again and again and again. He's calm. In that point, you say, oh, for sure, spirituality is rooted or built on something concrete, real. That's why you have to put your head on that. For sure. So do it with love also. Don't come now with these guys. Brother Yehuda make mistake. Brother Yehuda, what did you do? No, like this. You are also falling. No, you can't. You say, Brother Yehuda, what's happened to you? Rabbi, it was hard, now I understand. But you are in a program called Elizer program. People are looking at you. We want to see what you're studying, what you are learning. The only way for us to prove that we are honest and sincere what we're doing is that what you study and live inside of your actions and your behavior. Now let's finish. He said, the purpose for you is to build good midot. And like this, you will push away all the impurity. What is impurity? The mix of good and bad from your members of your body and your soul. And he said, please remember and never forget this. Also, when you will study Torah, the Arba Proshim in its 4 aspects, Kat, Remez, Rash, Sod, which is simple explanation, allusion, explanation more metaphoric, and you will get the Ruach, and will become element on who God can really count. And say also move forward after. Start to pray with intentions. You will be like the fathers, like the Avot. But first stage, stop to be a man and working and be focused on I am something. But now let's make it concrete. This is the final diagram, and this is the most important. This is the thing I will always remind you, and we're gonna go deeper to see how it's happened in our daily life, how we can make it happen. It say like this, I mean the daf Yud Dalet. ונחזור לבאר 4 יסודות שיש אלה קניין המידות. דע כי כל המידות הרעות משורשות ב4 מדרגות נפש. And said, let's talk about the bad midot, because this is the job. This is the purpose of that book, to explain to us how to erase from us the bad behavior. But we're going to make categories. Like this. He said, they are in us, in your soul. Nefesh Yesodi. So bad midot, they are in Nefesh Yesodi. מצד הרע שבקליפה, ולכן כל המידות הרעות נחלק ל4 מינים. So say the midot ra'ot, we have 4 levels, because you have 4 klipot, right? Keep this in mind. This is the most important, guys. Things we have to remember. First one, from the fire. What's happened? What is the bad coming from the fire? The red, we know the color, but how is it in the midot? From the fire, ממנו נמשך הגאווה ve anikret gasut arua. So he said here from the fire, arrogance. Arrogance. Not only that, also anger. The people who are arrogant and anger, they are trapped in the clipper of the fire. You understand the language? It's good? Okay. So what's happened? It's because you are arrogant. Gava, that Mikais Adam, that's why you fall in anger. Every time you have anger, guys, it's because you are arrogant. Why? Because people don't do what you want them to do. Because of that, you fall in anger. This book is a dictionary of human being, guys. You're going to see so much things. He said, because of arrogance, you fall in anger because people don't do what you want. If you were humble and you knew the missing that you have inside of you, you will not fall in anger. You have to know that arrogance and anger, they are something. If someone tell you know what, Rabbi, sometimes I have my anger, but I'm not arrogant. Look at him. You say, don't play with me. I will tell you how it's happened behind the scene. It's because of your arrogance that you are in anger. Or because of your anger that you are arrogant. The same. This is truth. And he said, and he said, both of them, they have 3 children. First of all, a kapdanud belibo. What is first child is not the feeling of revenge. You never forget. You did me that. Just give me the time. I'll go to see the witchcraft of the village. I will send you something. The feelings of revenge. First. Second child, he said, because of the gava, because of your arrogance, you want to give back to the man who do something. And after say, Bidaya Makwid Vedibo, Kenyan Shebian O Benyana Kaas, U Bakashat Sarah. First of all, always asking for honors. When I enter in that room, but didn't stand. I'm the rabbi, What's happened? Where's the chair of the rabbi? You don't have special cup for the rabbi? What are you doing? Why it's a problem? Because you want this to show to the other that you are higher than them. And after, Tina, hatred. This is fire. Second one, wind. From the wind, what do you have? You talk for nothing. You're talking are not spiritual. You speak. Blah, 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 blah. A sage knows how to keep quiet, even when he's right. It's okay, no problem. It's right, Hashem is gonna go. Don't speak. Blah, 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 blah. He says, so you talk about things that are not useful, even for your soul, even for your body. They have 4 kids. First of all, flattery. You know, Mr. Rabbi. Oh, Rabbi, how are you, Rabbi? Oh, calm. Don't need to bring this flattery. After said, shkarim, lies. Lie. You went to lie. After lashon hara. After galut shvaro lebriut, to reveal your actions. What does it mean? A real tzaddik, even when he make good action, he don't tell to people. You know what? Last time there were a dinner, I gave $10,000. Yeah, it's nothing for me. Damn it! What do you tell to people? The third one, the water. What is the water? From the water, you are pleasure, desire. I know, I like pleasure. I like food. I like women. I like. It's pleasure for me.
Desire.
Key and a mind, because the water is the pleasure. It's not your pleasure. I know, we don't have We have two child. The first one, Ligzol Mamon Chavero. You will steal the money of your friend. Robert, steal the money of your friend and also his wife. Money and wife of your friend. Desire pleasure. We bring you Chad Shalom to that. Because you want to take profit of what you have. You don't want a car, you want the same car. No, you want that car, this one. And second child is jealousy. Jealousy? You know what? Israel always have the good things, the good why in, why not? But that's jealousy, because you have too much desire and passion. And the last one, from the earth, what do you have? You are always sad. You don't say happy that you always have a big smile on the face. No, happiness from inside. You are always sad. Why you always sad? Because you're not happy of what you have. I don't like to live in Nigeria. I don't like to live in Zimbabwe. I don't like to live in France. I don't like this. No. You never happy, never. Why? What's happened? He has one child. I see that one child, you will be lazy to study and to do Torah. Because you are not happy of the way you suffer in your life or of the things which happen to you. So guys, this is the final band. And we're gonna finish here because my wife has to give me chemo. So I want you to think about this aspect. not one, not twice, but every day, every time. Because without these guys, I cannot teach you properly. This is the basics. This is the basics of our tradition. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen ve amen. Okay, guys. If you have questions, send me in the group, and I'll put the video in 1 hour presentation. Okay? Oh, amen. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Sadikim. Thank you for everything. And let me know your question.